guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Olive, and today I'm accompanied by my boyfriend Christian. We haven't filmed in ages, so together, I mean.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
You guys have been wanting to basically get to know a little bit about our long distance and how we do it, how we deal with it. So I asked you on Instagram to ask me a bunch of questions, and today we're just gonna answer some of them because we're actually together for once. So let's see, how do we deal with this long distance, Christian? That's not the first question. I'm just gonna start in a row and we'll answer as many as we can. Who is usually the one that calls or texts first?
I mean, it's quite even, but I would say it's more often you.
What?
No, it's quite even.
It's even, but why is it me more?
I don't know. It's just a feeling.
Really? I feel like it's you.
Really?
Yeah.
I see, so it's quite even probably.
I guess it's even then.
It's probably even. But there's no pressure on who's texting first.
We don't feel like, oh, I have to reply now, or oh, like, why hasn't he replied? Well, sometimes if you're really bad and you don't reply for like 8 hours. But usually it's pretty even.
It's quite even.
Yeah.
It's quite even.
But we have this thing where when we first met, like at the beginning, we were like, let's not put this pressure on who should be messaging who first. If you have something you want to say, then just say it, because like you have something to say, you know what I mean? How often do you and Chris video chat?
I would say it's once a week. We try to do it once a week, yeah.
Like a good sesh,
exactly.
Like an hour chat, catch up on the whole week.
We schedule this in advance because the calendars are quite busy.
We make appointments.
But
you have to, because it's too difficult, you know?
Especially when you're working like, I don't know, 12, 13 hours a day. You need to make space and find a good time slot for which suits both.
Yeah. Someone asked, how do you keep the sparkle while we are away from each other? So I guess, like, how do we keep it exciting, I guess?
That's actually an interesting question. I mean, I've never thought about it, to be honest. I think it happens natural.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, it's like we don't do anything special, or we don't do anything like, I don't know, it's like I guess if you like each other, it's just you're always kind of excited about chatting to the other person or seeing them next and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it's like a...
And also, I feel like we're always very exciting when we see each other next, so this is always
like
keeps it very exciting. Sometimes we don't see each other for a few months, 1 month, even more.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I feel like there's a question on this.
Probably.
How do you survive the wait till you can see each other again?
How do you survive? I mean, we are very busy both.
Yeah, I think we just keep busy.
I mean, we are naturally busy. It's not like we keep ourselves busy.
Sometimes though, as in if you're feeling low or upset, sometimes it can happen to me anyway. I don't know, I guess you're Iron Man. But I usually just like work out, or I do like something that I really enjoy to keep my mind off of things so I don't get sad. How do you know that he is faithful?
What does it mean against faithful?
Like that you don't cheat on me and stuff like that? Honestly, I don't. And I feel like there is no way of really knowing. It's something I've chosen to trust, and I guess I just trust you. I trust him a lot, and I've never felt him being strange or something towards me, or acting like there is something going on, you know?
I mean, the big part about it is trust. Without trust, it doesn't work. I know back in the days I have had another girlfriend, and she was always like, there are these kind of people who go and check the phone of the other person and the messages or something like that. We would never do this.
No, that's really weird.
I've never had the idea to do this or whatever, so there needs to be 100% trust.
It's a feeling, you know? Like, I feel like you will feel if something's off and not right. It will just, when you see each other eventually, like, there will just be a vibe
I think
with
so
everything.
Too.
So, yeah, in general, I don't really think about it too much, to be honest.
Me neither.
How often do you see each other, and do you think it's enough?
I mean, it could be always more, you know, to be honest, but I think we managed it quite well. For example, this year we have seen each other, I feel like in January, the entire January, and then unfortunately because of Corona there was a big break of almost 6 months, 5 months, which was actually the hardest time. And then we have seen each other for 2 months.
Yeah, like I stayed in Germany for like 2 months.
Then like there was again a month.
But generally I think we're quite lucky to be able to see each other as much as we can, because obviously I'm a freelancer, so I'm very flexible and I can just go to Germany for a month and just be there with him, you know, and he obviously has to be there, but I don't have to be in a specific country, so it's quite easy for us sometimes. But yeah, I think we're lucky in that sense.
And it could be always more.
The next question is, do you want to live together one day?
Of course, one day. When it happens, we actually don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Of course we do, obviously, but there's so many factors that play a part in why we can't right now. And I know a lot of people will probably ask why I don't just move to Germany, because I said I can travel there a lot. I don't know, it's not really my home. It's not somewhere I see see myself permanently at the moment, so I think it'll be really difficult for me if I move there because I'll be moving just for Christian, and although I love you, I feel like I would struggle a lot with myself. So
I guess the language is also a big
the
part.
language, I don't have a job there, I don't have any friends, and obviously I can make some, but it would just be, it's like, it's not my world, and I think maybe one day, but for now.
For now.
So there's questions about like intimacy. Obviously you guys asked how we like deal with not being intimate. I'm gonna use that word because I don't want to get demonetized if I use the 3-letter
Okay.
word. That is an important part of a relationship. So long distance relationship plus being intimate, like how do you deal with not being intimate?
I mean, from my point of view, there are much more important things about a relationship. If you would have asked me with 18, 17, of course, I would have answered differently. But nowadays I say you have to enjoy the time when you see each other as much as possible. That's I can say.
Yeah.
But there are so many more factors which are important, and it's not the
Yeah.
only thing you should think about.
Like I
being
feel
in
like I can deal
a
without,
relationship.
you know.
Yeah, I can definitely as well.
Like for a while, like I'm good. It's not like the
I
only
mean,
thing
like,
that leads my life.
If we think about like during this Corona time, it was almost half a year, you know.
It was almost half a year, so.
But there are also people who ask me like, how do you deal with it? I'm like, yeah, if you love the person and if you're into the person, you don't question it. You go through it, you know.
Because I feel like you're not really tempted to do it anyway because you don't feel it. Like I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like,
I mean, like I honestly like.
but it's a big question. Everyone's really shook about it, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
I don't
I guess
get why it's such
I
a
guess
big deal.
I guess like I don't know like the audience how old they are, but for me, as I said, when I was younger, probably I would have answered differently. But now, a few years later, now with 26, I see it a bit different, you know.
Yeah. Agreed. How do you deal with missing him so much? I think like you just deal. I don't know. I think honestly, I get a lot of questions actually. People are like, oh, I miss him. How do I do it? I don't know what to do. Like, help me. And I'm like, you get used to it. I think this is the thing is you get used to missing someone, which I don't know. It becomes kind of part of your life. You kind of expect that you're going to leave them again and then see them again. And it's like a process and you get used to it. And you don't notice it as much anymore after a while, right?
I mean, as I said before, I like to see the things that are very positive, you know. I'm always like, be happy that you can miss somebody, that there is somebody somewhere in this world who really cares about you. You really care about this person. So I try to turn it around and be like, okay, I'm very positive about it, that I'm able to miss someone and have a really good connection to someone.
I love that when you say,
Exactly.
You're the first person that ever said that to me. You were like, think of it a good way. Like, it's good that you miss someone. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I never saw it until
Yeah, but
you-
like there's
But I get you. It's
so,
true.
It's so many things, you know, when in first place it looks negative, but if you think about it and see it from a different perspective, all of a sudden you're like, oh well, I'm actually happy that I can miss somebody.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What do you argue about the most?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's arguing. I would say it's like having a debate, having a discussion about stuff, you know.
Yeah. I think like sometimes like maybe lack of communication. I think that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
It's like I get annoyed sometimes when he's like,
I forget, like, I have to be honest, like, sometimes when I'm at work, sometimes work days can be very busy, and then I forget answering. Of course, people would be like, oh, how can you forget? But, like, there's so much happening around me, you know? I have to travel as well, like, driving around my job, so, like,
I
when
will
I'm,
say he does always answer and he always does make the effort to like call me or send me a voice note or something even when he's super busy and I know how busy he is and stressed. So like, you know, I have to remind myself also that like he does have a lot going on. But you forget in the moment.
But the thing is, like, you have to clarify this at the beginning and then like set the expectation right, you know? So my expectation or the setup of the expectation is like, well, I do it like this. I'm not like constantly on WhatsApp. I have fixed times during the day where I go on WhatsApp and reply my messages or reply you, and then I'm off again for a few hours. This is how it works for me.
So how do we deal with the time differences?
I mean, from Germany and Bulgaria or London, UK to Germany, it's not an issue. It's only 1 hour, max 2 hours. But I guess like the most difficult ones were, even South Africa was easy. But I guess to the United States was the most difficult, right?
Yeah, when he was in San Francisco, I think that was like the worst. It was really hard because it's a huge time difference.
Things like we had just a few common hours where we both were free. So it was like basically maybe in the morning between, I don't know, 6 to 8. And then in the afternoon or late afternoon from 5. No, not even not. I was always.
But I think you were also around people all the time, so it was really hard to talk because like whenever we would have a call or something, there would always be someone there in the background, and it was like you never really had privacy because he was at this like academy place where it was just a lot of people all the time. So it made it really impossible. So I can understand if you're coming from a relationship that is a huge time difference
is difficult.
It's a bad one.
Time difference is a very difficult one.
Do you feel like long distance relationship tests your love for each other.
Definitely, because you need to invest so much. How do you say? Make a lot of effort.
Yeah.
To do it, because it's not like, oh, I want to see my girlfriend. I just go over and like in 5 minutes I can see her. So it's sometimes a long journey.
You spend a lot of money. You make a lot of effort. You have to like prioritize your time for this person. So
and then like also this fact that we haven't seen each other for like 6 months, you know. I feel like this is also a big test.
That is a huge
Or
test.
was it a
I
big
think
test?
Corona was a huge test for a lot of people. So I think that showed that we really do want this because we were still there on the other end.
I mean, I have always a good example. When I was really young, I was into someone when I was 16, and this person lived away like, I don't know, every 1 or 2 hours, and I really liked the person, and this person was even able to join the bus for like a 1.5 hours trip. When people always find excuses, so they know
Then you know.
it doesn't work.
Have you ever considered giving up on this relationship?
I mean, you always question a relationship, especially when you're together for so long and see a common future. So you ask yourself, okay, is it the right choice? Should I do this? So of course it's natural, and I feel like it also happens when you're not in a long distance relationship.
Yeah.
You take it serious as well. So of course you question yourself sometimes, or you have questioned in the past sometimes.
Yeah, and I think if you don't see like an ending to the distance, a lot of times you can question like, oh my god, should I keep going, because I don't know if we're ever gonna be together. So yeah, like we definitely questioned it and wanted to give up maybe, but then in the end,
me not.
no.
No.
Okay.
Yes, it was your side then.
No, but like, you know, we've had some stressful times.
I mean, yeah.
Like it's been tricky. I think it happens and it's normal, but in the end, if you realize that you really don't mind the stressful times because you want to be with that person, you just deal with it and then you see what happens in the future, because we can't predict what's going to happen. We have no idea. So we're going with the flow now and it's going pretty well.
Yep. So the question, do you have a boyfriend? Yep, it's me. Hi. Actually,
Yes.
someone asked. I think this question, how can you trust him when all men are the same?
Yeah, someone said that. How can you trust him when all men are the same?
And this is also big advice. Like when you have made a bad experience, it doesn't mean that everybody is the same.
It's very true.
Of course, I can understand that some people are scarred when they have made a bad experience. You have to see it as always like someone who's good or has a good soul, is honest and so on. It's a bad attitude when you go and be like, oh, everyone is the same now.
Yeah. How did you build trust when you didn't know each other so well at the beginning? I think what we did was we just didn't put any pressure on the relationship at the beginning. We met. Someone also asked how we met and how we built trust on that and all that. So we actually met on Tinder almost 4.5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it 4?
It is 4. It was 2017.
Yeah, you're right. It's 4. So we met on Tinder about 4 years ago, and at the beginning we just didn't really put any pressure on the relationship. We dated by like flying around and seeing each other, and we just had fun and really liked each other. But we never put that pressure of being like, okay, let's label it. You're my boyfriend. I'm your girlfriend. This is how it's gonna be. So I think that's what built the trust, and we just started really actually liking each other genuinely without forcing ourselves to be like, okay, this is how it should be.
Exactly.
Right? Anyway, I think we answered most of the questions. I hope this was insightful for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you, Christian, for supporting me and doing this video with me.
If you have more questions, just comment below and I will answer them as well. Or Oliver will answer them. Maybe there are more questions.
Yeah, if you have any
which
questions,
came up,
of course, let us know. And also you can follow me on Instagram. It's my Instagram, Olivera Darko, if you want to ask them in private. I will definitely be answering those. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, to stay tuned for more videos. I post every Wednesday and every Sunday, and that's it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and
Thank you.
I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Bye.